If you don't know me already, I am the national president of the Missionaries SC CRO. CFC CRO stands for Social Club, Family Club, Civil Rights Organization. Our main marker is CRO, Civil Rights Organization, because of our roots, our origins. We originally came together in 1997 as a group of friends who decided to buck against society and not fall into the common stereotypes and the common labels and the common street rules of who you can and cannot hang with or be friends with based on the color of your skin. Being only Caucasian, or visibly Caucasian, I like to say, in the area I grew up in, I refused to let my skin or the skin of others determine who I would be friends with and ultimately call my brothers and sisters. Furthermore, I came from a mixed family. I grew up, under the teaching that everyone is created equal, just like Yeshua said. All men are created equal. Men meaning men and women in this world and the next. I have to excuse the background. I'm in my attic. I'm actually in the process of updating this to make it a livable loft. It is livable to a degree. This is my dogs. But it's still got a lot of work to do. Had to take a hiatus from it because of travel and duties per the military and employment on the civilian side as well. Back to what I was saying though. We are, I won't say based, but we did originate in Baltimore, Maryland on the East Coast. That's why if you see us in our cuts or our jackets with our patches, you'll see original on certain members, and then you'll see ME1 because it means Missionaries East Coast, first chapter, and that's why our rocker says first chapter for the founding chapter. There's 3 founders, myself, my vice president, and another brother who has stepped down from office because of his employment and family obligations. But nonetheless, we still love him. He'll always be a founder, and he'll always get that respect and that love from us and from anybody else that we deal with. We don't go out here looking for beef. We're not territorial per se, but we are very intolerant of racism and separatist movements and segregation and supremacy movements. We are a club. We're not an MC. We do mingle with the MCs and the SCs and other types of clubs, car clubs, etc. There's a whole list of different types. But we chose to stay moving in a slow process the way that we was already moving. And the reason we switched over to wearing patches was because, rest in peace, Spider, one of our brothers, he had the idea when we were all younger, like, no, why don't we switch over to patches instead of wearing the bandanas and the beads? Because in our early days, we wore bandanas and beads in the colors of tan, white, and gold. Basically, symbolic for our beliefs. See? And we still can rock them. You know what I mean? But it's not mandated that my guys and girls wear this. We're integrated. We are co-ed, which means we allow females to join. So there's a lot of factors about us that an MC would not traditionally possess. So, doing my research and, interacting and, counseling and sitting down and just chatting it up, chopping it up with different types of organizations, different groups, I knew that we had to keep it original and by our own design, but at the same time, respecting others and not stepping on anybody's toes, you feel me? We don't involve ourselves in the drug trade. We don't involve ourselves in the in women, as far as prostitution, things like that. We don't involve ourselves in dealing guns and things like that. But we don't bash anybody who does. Just because we don't involve ourselves directly with those kind of things doesn't mean that we're here pointing the finger and judging. The reason for our name, Missionaries, is because when we were coming up, first of all, we always took a united front against racism. That's always been the case, and it still is to this day. We've also always been anti-terrorism, pro-America, pro-military, pro-good police, pro-good cop. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's good cops out there, but we have no problem exposing the dirty cop. I know it's dangerous, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, we don't label ourselves a ministry. And I know people be like, oh, well, missionaries, that sounds like, a ministry group or a ministry club or an MMC. Nah, it's none of that. Like I said, we're a CRO. First and foremost, civil rights organization. We're about civil rights and human rights and the unity of all. But the name Missionaries came about because we went through like 4 or 5 different names from 1997 till now. 2005 is when we were established under the name Missionaries, and by God's grace is actually given a blessing from the leader of the Gangster Disciples. And I'm still friends with him. Shout out to him. I'm not going to say his name because, just people to take that kind of information and run with it on a negative plane, and that's not what we about. We positive, not passive, you feel me? But the name Missionaries came about, and we was in an area where they were pretty prevalent, and and some things happened, and it got back to them, and they came, and I had to sit down with him, and he was like, look, man, we respect what y'all doing, but y'all got your own thing, so it's no sense in us trying to recruit y'all, bring y'all in, but y'all got the blessing, man. It's all love. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, keep pushing forward. So we became established under the name Missionaries because we were always on a mission. And overall, our mission is righteous cause because it's about all power to all the people. And based on our roots, you feel what I'm saying? We're essentially an integrated version of what the Black Panthers' original vision was back in the 60s and 70s. You feel what I'm saying? If you do some research and reading, you can find this and look it up. Not saying we're trying to be the Panthers. Don't get me twisted. That's not what we're doing. We're not doing. Shout out to the Black Panthers. Much love. I'm sure some will see this and agree and some disagree, but that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. Listen, I can only go off what I know, what I've studied, what I've researched, and what I've read for myself. You know what I mean? So ain't nobody over here trying to perpetrate nothing. The reason, if you see us wearing colors in this fashion that's on the right side, is because we started on the East Coast. You know what I mean? And you put your right hand over your heart. You know what I mean? So it's synonymous with our way of pledging to our oath. You know what I mean? We represent the same fight that Yeshua, Dr. King, and Malcolm X when he came back from Mecca, stood for. That's everybody together. And that's the short abridged version. In our origins, in our history, we didn't realize it then, but we started essentially the same way a lot of street crews and street gangs start. It was always a good reason in mind, in heart. But, a lot of bumps in the road, and I had to reevaluate and restructure. And now we go on the premise of quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our membership, it's not about all that oh, we need all these people. I would rather have 7 solid people riding with me than 777 people who are only halfway in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's not how this works. It's all or nothing. That's why you see the hoodie. I wear this hoodie a lot. Blood bought. You know what I mean? Also, here I say stuff like, we all bleed red. That's a hashtag that we really push and we really press. And a lot we like for our supporters to rock that in some way, shape or fashion. And we are working on getting more gear done up and designed so we can bring money into the club. Because like I said, we're not self-proclaimed outlaws. We're not one percenters by definition. And I mean, I guess you could consider us 99 percenters, but I mean, like I said, we're not an MC, so some will call us that, some would not, and that's cool either way. I ain't tripping. I don't require my people. None of us in the chain of command, in the upper echelon, in the officers' ranks, require our people to wear their vests or their jackets at all times, because you got to be smart about what you do. It's time and place. Now, they have to have it with them. You know what I mean? They should. But, we go to an event, we go have a sit down, we there, it's something showing support, then you best believe you gonna see us. But the way our rules and bylaws are set up, we have a way of being incognito a lot of the time, because sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you have to go into unfamiliar waters or unfamiliar territory in order to observe and report. But if you sitting there talking about, hey, look who I am, I'm right here off top, you might get yourself got. And a lot of times that stuff happens, and it's just a misunderstanding or a misconstruement of knowledge that could have been presented properly. It's a right and wrong way to do everything. So, I try to, through the grace of God and the guidance of the Holy Spirit, even though this ain't a ministry, I pray about this every day, because I don't want to see nothing happen to none of my kinfolk. I'm kind of happy that I'm not getting live comments and streams right now on this, and this being the first live video from this channel, because it makes it easier for me to really explain in detail what we are without giving away too much. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my dogs here, and then up under my feet. See? Yeah. But yeah, our clubhouse. Yeah, we do have one. We do it a little differently. Don't make it obvious as to where the clubhouse is at all points in time, because to me, with what we stand against, that's probably not the wisest way of going about things. Like, we take a firm stance against the Ku Klux Klan. We take a firm stance against supremacy groups like really any group that is about racial supremacy and promotes hate. We're against that. But the main ones, because of what we stand against, it's not smart for us to have it plastered on the side of the wall, and then I wake up in the middle of the night in the middle of a fire, because a lot of times I stay at our clubhouse, or I have members staying at the clubhouse just to make sure everything is good to go. I have my presidential quarters. That's actually what another project I'm working on. But we have a bit that we put up. So like when we have gatherings at the clubhouse, or we invite folk over, we'll put the banner up, the flag, and be like, oh, where's it at? Look for the flag. Look for the center patch. We don't rock a top rocker, because we started to at one point, but we did away with it. We voted it out because, first of all, we didn't like that it went over top our crown. Nothing tops our crown. You feel me? Because we are kings and queens in God's eyes, first and foremost. So, got to stick to what I know. A lot of our core ethos are from the Bible. A lot of our core values and things like that also come from military structure. And we are, like I said, similar to other types of clubs, but we have a lot of differences, you know what I'm saying? And then, I'm open to questions and all that too. You can email me directly with the email that's connected to this, and I'll try to, what I'll try to do after this live feed is done is I'll post the club email, which I check, club story check, and I have another guy. We have a tech guy. He checks it. Get that now. So questions, concerns, comments, open to all that. Like I said, it's all love. Love up, hate down. We are on friendly status with the Maryland chapter of Dirty 40. Good friends with the president. Shout outs to him. We are on good status with several other groups, both officially and unofficially, and we like to keep it that way. You feel me? We are very recently got to meet with of Hog Mob Ministries. So mobbing, shout out to y'all. So we're allied with them, because for those of y'all who know who Hog Mob is, if you really know history behind Hog Mob, y'all know they're more than just music. I mean, music is their primary functionality for ministry, but they in these streets too, really reaching out to people, doing, helping people through using the gospel. The missionaries, us, even though we don't label ourselves a ministry, a church, or a religious organization, we are very pro ministry when it comes to the true living word of God, and we are very pro being intermingled and linking up with other groups that are like that, so we can help the community, which I feel the best way of doing that is through ministry. You know what I'm saying? And when we do that, we have our jackets or our cuts on, and that's how we roll. You should never see a missionary member wearing a black leather vest. That's a no-no. That's a no-go. We do have the long sleeve leathers. We do that. But, 9 times out of 10, you'll see if we have a vest on, it's one of the three colors one of our three main colors. You know what I mean? White, tan, or gold, baby. And that all has very sentimental meaning to all of us. You know what I'm saying? You can ask any member who you see with that on, and they'll tell you what it is. Like I said, I'm being careful. I can't reveal too much here, because that's just stupid. I'm at the 17-minute mark, 17:39. So I'm gonna cut this short before it gets to 20 minutes. But there's other ways that we represent what we are. We represent our club, but it's deeper than a patch. It's a family first. Like I said, we was a street family, a street crew, essentially the same makings of a street gang when we were younger. Didn't realize it, but we always been a family. It's always been a first, regardless if it's the family that we chose. It don't matter. For some of our members, this is the only family that they got, And I don't have a bunch of my members with me right now in this video because I feel like it's not necessary. People know who I am now. They know my face, and they associate my face with the patch, and they know what it is. So I'm gonna get on here, national prayers, and be the spokesperson, for this if I have to, and it's all good. I'm fine with that. We ain't doing nothing that the authorities can use against us. You know what I mean? But like I said, just because we positive don't mean we passive. But, we doing everything the right way. There's not enough organizations out here that carry it the way we do and get the respect that we do from those that we deal with. And I'm cool. I understand there's plenty groups out there that have never heard of us, have no idea who we are, but that's fine. I'm going to keep pushing and keep plugging until we're known all over the world for the right reasons. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man. This national president, Gifted 39, founder of the first chapter, the Missionaries East Coast, you feel me? Look for us, man. Watch out for us. If you see us, holla at us. If you're trying to come join the brotherhood, join the sisterhood, holla at us, man. We'll let you know how to do it. One love. Bam.